In a critical interpretation, Hubbard's choice to feature Thanatos and his twin brother Hypnos on the cover of 888-8008 could symbolize deeper, possibly covert, meanings that align with the book's philosophical content. Here's a breakdown of why he might have selected these figures based on their mythological significance and their relationship to the book's themes. 1. Thanatos and Hypnos represent death and sleep. In Greek mythology, Thanatos is the personification of peaceful death, while Hypnos is the god of sleep. Together, they represent two interconnected states of being: the cessation of life, death, and the unconscious, passive state, sleep. These figures could be interpreted as metaphors for Hubbard's teachings in 888-808, which encourage the detachment from the meshed universe, matter, energy, space, and time. Death and sleep could be seen as ultimate forms of detachment or transcendence from the physical world, echoing the book's encouragement to exteriorize and rise above material constraints. 2. The allure of peaceful escape. Thanatos, being the embodiment of peaceful death, could symbolize the seductive nature of detaching from the physical world, a message some critics argue is subtly embedded in Hubbard's work. Thanatos 8-8 talks about overcoming the meshed universe and regaining total spiritual power, which could lead individuals to view death or separation from the body not as something to fear, but as a means to achieve ultimate freedom or spiritual superiority. Thanatos on the cover could be seen as representing this enticing, yet potentially dangerous, escape. 3. Hypnos and the idea of hypnosis. Hypnos, the god of sleep, is also the root of the word hypnosis, which involves suggestion and a state of altered consciousness. In a critical interpretation, Hypnos might symbolize the subtle mental or psychological influence Hubbard's teachings have over individuals. Just as hypnosis can lead someone into a trance-like state, the teachings of 888-808 might gradually lead individuals to adopt extreme beliefs, such as the devaluation of the physical body, without fully realizing the implications. Hypnos on the cover could represent this entrancing effect, where the teachings encourage followers to metaphorically fall asleep to the realities of the material world, embracing spiritual ideas at the cost of physical well-being. 4. The twin symbolism of transition. Thanatos and Hypnos are often depicted as twin brothers, representing the close relationship between death and sleep as natural, inevitable transitions. In 8-8008, Hubbard discusses exteriorization and transcending the physical, and these twins might symbolize the transitional states between life, sleep, and death. A critical view might suggest that Hubbard uses this imagery to normalize or even glorify the idea of moving beyond physical life, presenting it as just another phase in the journey towards spiritual freedom. The cover could, therefore, reinforce the notion that leaving the physical body, through death or an altered state of consciousness, is part of the process of becoming spiritually superior. 5. Covert messaging of fatalism. Critics might argue that the presence of Thanatos and Hypnos on the cover serves as a covert reference to the book's darker undertones. While 8-8 presents itself as a guide to achieving spiritual power, the imagery of death and sleep could imply that the ultimate goal is to detach so completely from the physical world that one embraces, or even seeks, death as the final release. The choice of Thanatos and Hypnos could be interpreted as a symbolic invitation to view life as something to transcend, where physical existence is temporary and should be relinquished in favor of a higher spiritual state. Conclusion. From a critical perspective, Hubbard's selection of Thanatos and Hypnos for the cover of 888-8008 could be seen as more than mere mythological references. Thanatos, as the god of peaceful death, might represent the seductive allure of detachment from life and the physical world, while Hypnos, with his connection to sleep and hypnosis, could symbolize the subtle, entrancing influence of Hubbard's teachings. Together, they suggest themes of escape, transition, and the possible devaluation of physical life in pursuit of spiritual transcendence. This interpretation aligns with concerns that the book covertly promotes the idea of rejecting or devaluing the material world and physical existence, leading some to interpret its teachings as potentially harmful.